when we take a training approach, so often while we're doing the training, what's happening at the same time is that we're building up bad habits. I'm using the term bad as in unwanted. Okay, they're unwanted. And so our dog is developing unwanted habits, and we in turn are developing unwanted responding habits, right? And so it's a cycle, right? And so one of the things is, you probably have heard me talk about this, like, you've probably done this yourself, or someone that has, like raise your hand. But for example, like your dog's out in the backyard, busy doing something, barking at the neighbor or digging or whatever, or you just need your dog to come in. And so you go to the back door and you call your dog and you say, dog, come, and your dog, maybe doesn't even flick an ear, or maybe looks at you and says, yeah, whatever. Right. And you don't, you get nothing, right? You get nothing. And so you escalate. And so now your dog is, like barking at the neighbor's dog, whatever. And you're standing at the door and you start escalating your ask, right? And so you listen, come in here right now, stop that, right? And your dogs just start barking and barking and barking. And then you escalate until you're just absolutely frustrated and annoyed. And so that's a scenario that happens a lot, right? And so that whole cycle, that whole thing is what we want to avoid. That's why we're using the 95% rule, because if you were following the 95% rule in that scenario, you would not stand at the back door and call your dog who was barking at the neighbor's dog, right? You just wouldn't do it. And so we're getting a lot of questions like, well, what do I do? What do my dog is barking? My dog, you just have to stop putting your dog into that situation so your dog doesn't do that. So you have to do something else. I mean, that's the first thing, is that you have to think about not putting your dog in that situation, because no matter how bad your dog's behavior is, your dog's behavior is just communication. It's just communication. Your dog is just letting you know how they feel. And they're not feeling safe, calm, and happy when they're barking at the neighbor's dog, when they're barking out the window, when they're pulling on the leash, when they're lunging and barking at other dogs, whatever, right? They're not feeling safe, calm, and happy. And as long as you blame your dog for those things, I don't mean blame as in, well, sometimes it is like, oh, my dog is just won't listen. My dog is stubborn, willful, won't listen, refuses to listen, right? So sometimes we have that, but a lot of times, we don't see the truth. And the truth is, we're not taking responsibility.